지금도 괜찮아요. 그러니까 친구들이랑 되게 뭔가 저는 친구처럼, 그러니까 진이 같은 경우에는 오면은 제 핸드폰을 딱 이렇게 뺏어요. 그리고 일단 지 사진을 딱 찍어요. 보면서 힘내요, 약간 이런.
BTS definitely not stand for.
Big time sad.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
You could have had bad.
Talk show host. Sorry?
Since BTS is literally taking on the world one song at a time, the amount of love they are receiving is overflowing. But sadly, it doesn't mean the boys are immune from hate comments, since it's actually the total opposite, because they are being targeted because of their popularity. Thankfully, there are still people who didn't let haters have their way with the boys, as they stood up and helped BTS overcome unnecessary criticism. And since we are talking about the phenomenal K-pop group, their knight in shining armors aren't regular people, since they have celebrities standing up for them and ready to shut haters down. In case you are curious who these A-list celebs are, then keep watching, since I'll be introducing them one by one. Okay, let's start with Billie Eilish. We all know her as an amazing singer, and whenever she steps on stage, it's guaranteed to be a spectacular show. This is exactly what she did when she performed at the Austin City Limits Music Festival. But it seems like her fans have a different plan for that day when they booed the idea of a collaboration between her and BTS. When Billie was interviewed before the show, she was asked who she wanted to collaborate with. Some people in the audience started chanting BTS, expressing their desire to see a collab from these amazing artists. It seems like Billie also liked the idea, so she asked, "Should I?" which made armies in the crowd cheer even louder. But the singer's fans were not happy with the possibility, as they answered the cheering with a loud "No!" Billie was obviously shocked after hearing her fans' answer and immediately told them to stop, since it's not very nice of them to behave that way. The singer even made sure that everyone knows she has huge respect towards the boys, as she mentioned how great the 7 boys were as artists. Well, we do hope that a collab is coming near in the future, since it's been too long without a Billie Eilish and BTS collaboration. Next on our list is the one and only Halsey. I know ARMYs love her, and they will definitely love her even more after she stood up for the boys when haters started attacking them. BTS and Halsey first met at the 2017 Billboard Awards, and after that their friendship blossomed that they even collaborated on a few projects, which fans were very excited about. Recently, Halsey made an appearance in Quiz Phase, and that specific interview garnered a lot of attention, not only because of how gorgeous she looked during that time, but mostly because of how she doesn't hesitate to speak her mind, especially when the host said some unpleasant things about BTS. Aside from the fact the host looked unprofessional, talks nonchalantly as if he isn't in front of the Halsey, he also started asking out-of-the-topic questions like, "Who do you like the most in BTS?" Like, seriously? That's the best he can think about? But Halsey remained very composed, and after thinking for a while, she answered saying, "It's actually different every day. I like all the members equally, and they are all equal to me." And ARMYs loved her answer. I mean, we stand an unbiased queen. While things are starting to get better, the host decided to just throw everything aside and ruin the whole interview by asking a very sensitive question, which is, what is not the acronym for BTS? Of course, Halsey tried to humor him and answered "Big Time Sad," but the host was not satisfied by her answer and told her there should be one and more. He even gave her a hint, saying put the word bad in and make another one. Fans were not having it, and even Halsey was obviously frustrated as she answered "bad talk show host," which made the host completely back off, since the singer is definitely stating straight up facts. Coming up, we have Justin Bieber. Grammys might be one of the most memorable moments for ARMYs, and at the same time, one of the most stressful days in the fandom, since we all know the boys were robbed. Even Bieber seconded a fan commenting about the matter, and we can't agree even more. Next is Love. After a German radio host, Matthias Matuschik, made rude comments about BTS during his radio show in Bayern 3, fans didn't hesitate and called him out, which resulted in an apology, which fans thought was lackluster, since he didn't sound very sincere. After the incident, a lot of people gathered and showed their support not only towards the boys, but to the Asian community, who continues to receive racial hate during early 2021. Love is only one of the many celebrities who stood up for the boys, as he took his grievances to social media, saying, "Standing by my BTS brothers and everyone continuously affected by racial remarks as hurtful as what we heard Bayern 3." The singer-songwriter proceeds by saying that no one should endure such treatment, and it's high time people should stand together and stop it. Well, Love really knows how to make a statement, right? And ARMYs love every second of it. Just like I mentioned before, Love is only one of the many celebs who stood beside BTS. Moving on, let's talk about Lee Hyun.
괜찮아요. 그러니까 친구들이랑 되게 뭔가 저는 친구는 이제 지민이랑 진인데.
For those who don't know, singer Lee Hyun is actually a senior artist from Big Hit. In an interview, he shared how he once defended the boys when he was in the military, and it's one of the most precious stories you're about to hear. He narrated how BTS was making their first comeback after their debut, and even though he was serving his mandatory military service during that time, he still wanted to cheer his hoobas, so he made sure to watch the performance on television. That was when one of his military juniors said, "What kind of name is 방탄소년단?" So Lee Hyun asked them, "Don't you like the name?" before revealing that the boys are actually his label mates. After making that statement, he proceeded by saying his juniors then sheepishly told him, "Now that I think about it, I think the name is quite memorable." Aw, isn't Lee Hyun the best 선배? And we all know BTS deserves to have him as a senior. Another celebrity who helps the boys overcome hate is James Corden. I know there's some drama related to the host, but I know ARMYs can't deny that James Corden has a very wholesome and close relationship with the boys. Jimin even calls him Daddy Mochi. Before the whole drama around him started, the host stood up for BTS when a rude guest made uncalled comments regarding the boys. When James asked the guest what his favorite Grammy performance was, the guest replied saying, "Because I have an internet presence, I'll say BTS even if it's not true." James was not having any of it as he answered saying, "They were good though," and I know you could notice how stern his face looked as he replied back. But sadly, the guest didn't get the hint and continued with his parade of rude comments. He even said that BTS didn't need to go anywhere aside from Korea since they can merely exist in their Korean studio. If you think the comment was harmless, netizens thought otherwise, especially if you could relate his comments to how racist people would now tell Chinese people to stay at home, or even say they should not come to America. James continued to stand firm and repeated, "It was so good though," recognizing how his guest is already making racist comments, and smoothly transitioned to another topic to cut the negativity short. Well, we all know how racism and Asian hate continues to plague the community, and BTS is not safe, especially when they are being targeted because of their massive popularity. But seeing how other artists didn't hesitate to defend the boys, ARMYs are truly grateful and happy to see that BTS is not alone. What do you guys think? Make sure to leave encouraging messages for BTS in the comments down below. And also give this video a like and stay tuned for more. See you next time!